Well, here we are again. Are we going to do as well as last week? Who knows? Last week was pretty mental. Got 8.5 out of 11. If you haven't seen that stream, then go and watch it because it doesn't normally happen that well. But let's see how we rock and roll. And we got the Budapest, which is actually not a bad opening. And I'm going to play this line, which I think is a favourite line of Alekhine, whatever you want to call him. And the point is, we return the pawn straight away, but we maybe get some chances to attack with these two guys here. Just trying to I haven't really played any chess since last week, so I'm just like, what is this? Is this the board? What game am I playing? Drafts? Checkers? Chess? How do we play chess? Aha! Takes a while just to get a little bit warmed up. And are we worried about him doubling here? I'd rather he didn't, but I think just developing is more important now. Pushing Harry worked wonders last week. I wonder if I can castle queenside and have a bit of fun over there. That could be quite interesting. And am I worried about him taking there? I don't know. Not sure. And then he goes here. That's quite a common idea to try and get this square. All right, we're playing it still sensible for now. And now maybe knight d5 is a good move that I've got in this position. But something like bishop c5 seems quite sensible to me. Just trying to get the d4 square because I can't cover this square with pawns anymore. So it is a bit of an outpost. I mean, I've got lots of pieces that are covering it, but if he goes bishop c5, he's also threatening this pawn. So this is also interesting, doubling my pawns. And he's going to double them over here as well. But I do have the two bishops, and I should probably start using... Well, I say using them. I should probably try to start tickling, opening up lines. Maybe some c5. Let's get out of the pin first of all. And I'm not too worried about doubling pawns over here because I've still got this nice formation and it's a really quite unique position. I mean, I expect black is doing fine here, but I don't know, it's interesting, right? I will grab that one, more to annoy his knight than anything else. I've got c5 trying to get rid of one double pawn. When you got the two bishops, I think they're a bit overrated. Everyone bangs on about the two bishops and like, oh my god, I've got the two bishops. Whoa, look at me walking down the street with my two bishops. Whoa, I think they're overrated. I mean, at top level, they're not. Got to avoid checkmate here. Watch out for that, Simon. It's the kind of shit you'll fall into. But I mean, I'm talking like 2600 level plus. I mean, at blitz and at lower level, the two knights can be bloody dangerous, and he's trying to checkmate me. What a bastard! What a bastard! Didn't see that move. That's quite clever, isn't it? He shouldn't be allowed to play clever moves. Now, if I have to start coming back, I'm going to be a little bit upset. So, can I go here, queen here, bishop here, check? Well, I think I have to start defending my king a little bit because I've also got bishop to e2. To defend, and I'd love to get this kind of stuff in. This is the thing. I mean, I don't mind these double pawns because I can attack on the king side. But yeah, I mean, two bishops, a bit overrated. I mean, they are good in some cases, but not all cases. And you really got to know how to use them. So don't get obsessed with the two bishops. I mean, who cares? You know, are you 2600? If you are, what the hell are you doing watching me? Weirdo. Surely you should be watching Hikaru. Learning something from him. You ain't going to learn anything from me. Maybe how to talk a bit of shit, but that's about it, I'm afraid. And yeah, I'm liking my position. I think we will now get a rook quickly over to g1 because not so much going over here. Maybe my queen can come around this way, but getting the rook into the game stabilizes my king side, and now I'm going to go for this other plan of getting this guy around to the area of the board where we're trying to attack. And this is starting to look a bit tasty, isn't it? We've got f5 coming up. This was a bloody beautiful manoeuvre by a beautiful person. And what do we do now? Do we do this and try to checkmate him? Or do we do this first? The little subtle move. I've allowed him to do this, but then I can take here, right? And I think this nets myself a sweet... I thought I was winning a piece there, but I'm winning some shit, aren't I? And his position crumbles. So that was alright. That was smooth. That was smooth. That was as smooth as olive oil being gently brushed over a beautiful human in the heat of a Spanish afternoon on a beach, laying there with your tequila, your margarita on the side, maybe a cigar. That's how smooth it was. Not that smooth then. That's the problem with English people, isn't it? They go on holiday and, oh my God, they're so embarrassing on holiday. I apologise for all English people. And the first thing they do is, I'm gonna get burnt, mate. Maybe they get 10 lagers in first. I'm not complaining. I've done it. I've been on those boys' holidays. A lot of fun. But have a bit of respect for the locals. That's all I'm saying. And then they sit in this. That's the thing I can't stand. I can't stand the you're on holiday, booze it up, love it, but sitting in the sun while you literally burn to shit and you turn a different colour. Oh my words! I mean, I like a bit of sun, but have you seen how pasty I am? It ain't pretty. Okay, so I thought I was going to get more than that. To be honest, the computer is still like not convinced, but. If you look at the little graph evaluation, it looked pretty smooth, and I wasn't in danger at all, and that's kind of the main thing, isn't it? Even though we don't mind a little bit of danger. Oh, look, so the computer thinks I've got. The computer thinks Bishop D3 is a mistake. Why? It wants me to play Knight E2 and block my bishop in. This is how shabby this and crap this computer is. Might be a good move, but I've never seen that idea before. Surely you should get your bishop out before you block it. I mean, he's not going to take that knight. I mean, if I put my knight here, for example, surely now this bishop here idea becomes quite juicy. I don't understand this. Don't understand it. Let's go G3. Maybe it's just a genius, but I don't like it. Don't like it. So who's playing in this Title Tuesday? Well, there's a couple of guys there I've heard of before. Magnus the Carlsen, Hikaru Fair Chess on YouTube. That is the Russian geezer, isn't it? What country? Maldives. Okay, Dens Lazaric. This guy, I don't understand him. He's so young, and he's like does everything online. I'd like to see him do well over the board. I'd like to see him play with the board. All I see him, because I've obviously commentated on the Champions Chess Tour a lot, and I've seen him play a lot on that. I'd love to see him play over the board, because how would he fare? Lots of people transferring his skills is difficult. You got Botnik up there. You got all the guys, and there's 731 players. So I did come 12th last week. 12th. Can you, Adam and Eve, it? 12th. Say that one more time. I came 12th last week. Where did you come, Simon? 12th. How'd you get on? 12th. Did you do right? 12th. What are you doing this week? 12th. Are you feeling? 12th. 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 So that was a good one. And, well, is there any games going on? Let's have a look. There is quite a fair few. So I'll be back with you in a jiffy, old boy. But I will pause it on my end. But you will get the game within a matter of seconds that way. And you don't have to put up with my jabbering nonsense. Okay, so we are in, like our friend Errol Flynn. And we've got the black pieces, so I wonder what openings we're going to... Okay, we didn't have any Dutches last week. So I think it's time to go back to my true love. The one I am nearly always faithful to. I do cheat on it now and again. I don't mean to. It's just one of those things that happens. I apologise. I buy flowers. I beg. I cook. I cry. The Dutch. I love you, Dutch. I love you, the Dutch. And this position I've had a fair few times before, and now Queen d5, and then taking, is the best line. And this move not so much, because my opponent wants to really kick my king into the corner first. He could have got a better version of this, but I've just got to try and remember the right way of doing it. Now, bishop here, knight here. You've got to watch out for bishop takes pawn. That can be quite nasty. Now, is there a takes and... Okay, I'm going to take here. I'm trying to remember that I've looked at this before. Now, this move may be possible. But I'm going to play this one. And I think this is potentially one of the reasons why this line is absolutely fine for black. Because I've got e4. Because this is the normal idea. Knight here, bishop takes here. And the knight tries to get into c5. You might have, if you've seen a lot of my videos, you might recall me actually losing a game like that. And now the difference is I can go e4. I think I'm covering a rook incursion, and at least this way I don't have to double my pawns. So my opponent should play f3, and it's fairly even. But these pawns are on light squares, and they can be nibbled upon. So my opponent has gone f3. And we're probably going to have to take that. I think we should. It's still a bit annoying that this might be an option. I don't really want to take it. Can I come here? Looks a bit risky somehow. Takes. But it's... I don't know. This move... Okay, let's try it, because I do want to keep this bishop blocked in. And f4 would be a mistake, because I come back and the bishop can't escape this structure, but it looks a little bit weird, dangerous. I mean, my bishop is covering a potential knight check. My opponent might try and come in here, but probably we do a well-timed exchange now. My king is very active for the ending, and again, these pawns can be really problematic later on, especially when I get a5, a4, knight b4, this kind of stuff in. And at the end of the day, the king is a good police. What is a police? That is a combination of a piece and a place. Place the fish. You know a bit of place? It's a place. And here, again, this move, my king now even comes forward. So actually it's worked out quite well. My opponent should probably take it, because now my pawn is a little bit weak indeed. And this idea actually is something I need to not panic about, but slightly panic about. So good move from my opponent there. Now I've always got bishop here when that comes in. Do we play c5? Very committal move that. But I'm trying to now contain my opponent's pawns, and most importantly give myself knight d4 when the king comes in. So king here, bishop here, and I've got knight d4. And this move is... So my opponent plays it very passively, which I'm happy about. Now this is always possible. Do I even come in this way? But my bishop could be in danger of getting broken. Now a5 knight here takes, pawn takes, very hard to win. This move here, okay, let's try it, but it's really risky, because after here and here my bishop could be getting trapped. I've always got bishop f3, haven't I? So this is actually probably a good move, and the knight can be trapped on a3. I'm just going to play a6. Knight here also very interesting now. Let's go here first, because if the knight comes in, we play a6 now, I hope. And now my opponent's got the knight back. Shit, I kind of forgot that I should have gone a6 straight away. Just always go with your first thought. You don't need to do this kind of thing, because actually check bishop here. I don't know, this is changing. Okay, I'm gonna have to come back, but I don't like this so much now. I'm very much down on time, because I've suddenly made my pieces bad. So very bad play from me. I'm a bit worried about knight here at the right moment. This pawn... I need to play b5, but I can never move this bishop away. My knight is quite good. Where can I get it to that's better? I can't see anywhere, so we'll just try and make some progress over in this area. But okay, now where do we come? I guess we come in. Try to keep as active as we can. Very down on time here. Very much down on time. Thinking too long. So let's just not allow that pawn to be got. Now knight cheat. Okay, yeah, good move probably from my opponent. I don't know if I want to go knight here and after king here. I think I want to. Oh, shit. Let's get that knight away. And I want knight f3 at the right moment. This is another idea. I don't know about any of this. I don't know. Can this work or not? It's either winning or losing. Oh fuck, I don't know. Play this carefully. There. Zugzwang, you see. Takes. Shit. Check. Fucking queens with check. Fuck's sake. Fuck this up. This is what happens when I get short time. Give me another chance maybe. With this last move. He didn't need to do that. King e2 though, winning. If he finds it. Trouble. I'm in trouble. Fuck! Bastard! Oh, time. Fuck! Oh, that was... I just played too slowly in that game. It was really bad. I'm losing at the end here, but I should never lose that position. Fucking awful. Sort of outplaying it most of the way, and just basically, this must be winning, but I'm just like, I'm looking at, I'm just too slow, and I just need to do the Zugzwang. I mean, it's quite easy, this actually, isn't it? I just go a5. Oh, it's actually really easy. Just don't take. This is very simple. I played the game quite well up to here, and even a5. I was trying to work out a5. Why didn't I just play a5 here? I was even talking about Zugzwang, and I play a5, and I get my plate boiling hot here, so I'm not just sweating because of that disgusting game. I'm sweating because I am actually quite hot. This is just the easiest way to win. So I just panicked. This is why I can't get low on time, because my thought process starts to get very jittery. And this move is just simple, yeah? And whatever happens, it's Zugzwang. Meaning whatever my opponent plays, I'm taking this pawn. So that was upsetting, that game. Always a bit better in that game. I mean, I think the best way to play would have been to play a6. Probably. So just to stop this knight getting active. I suppose he can come this way. Maybe I should even take on a2. Maybe and then go to c1. Yeah, why don't I do this? This would have been very simple. Then come here, no? Just take this pawn. This is it. So I missed a lot of opportunities there. Talking too much. Playing too badly. So we'll have to come back. We'll have to try and... oh, God, everything's slippery now. It's like sauna town. Wish I had a bigger room to work my magic in. England, we have very small rooms in England. They don't have a lot of size. So we have to win the next two now after that rather poor game to try to get into a good position to 3 out of 4. So let's do that. I'll just put it on pause until the next game, which for you will start in a second. You're used to it now, aren't you? So, fuck. Okay, well, I'm going to go back to the birds. I haven't played this for a while, and one of my favourite chessable courses that I filmed was on the birds, which is now out. So you can buy that chessball course if you so wish. It's a big course. It's a lifetime repertoire, but I think, and I would think this, but I really do. I think it's a great course. I didn't write it. Raven wrote it, but it's really so many interesting ideas, and it's also a bit unorthodox. It's great for those players out there. If you're a player, I know the course is massive. It's like about 30 hours of video. You don't have to watch them all. I wouldn't. I'll just watch the main lines or the quick starter guide, or the free stuff. Even if you want to go to Chessball, search birds if you want the free stuff. But rather than learning like a mainline D4 or E4, which most people do, which requires so much work, if you play the birds, like if you're a bit older, you don't have the time, and people forget about this. Have you got the time to learn like so much stuff? The birds, even though it's a big course, the ideas are very similar. It's much easier to remember. It's easier for those of you with busy life, I think, personally. So it would be a recommendation from me. So I've always thought that the hippo is an okay opening if white just has 2 pawns in the middle. If white gets 3 pawns in the middle, the hippo is slightly worse. And if white gets 4 pawns in the middle, then the hippo is not so great, because there's so many ways that I can clamp. And I've got 4 pawns here, so this should be a nice position, and we can just develop very harmoniously. So this is a normal way to try and break out. And for now, I'll just stabilize this one. I could go forwards, and maybe I will, but I'm going to keep a bit more tension. I mean, F5 is something maybe I should have played earlier. It could have been a more aggressive idea. And I've played the hippo myself, as you probably know. It's quite a lazy opening. And just seeing some light behind me doing funny flickering things. I just had to change that. My opponent's spending a lot of time here, and that's a good thing about my position. He's got to make a decision. Yeah, and after this, I've got loads of pawn pushes. Or, again, I just stabilise. But then he might be able to take and come here, which is a bit annoying. So do I now come forwards and block one of the bishops? Problem is, when you block one bishop, the other bishop opens up. But D6 is the move he wants to play. Can he play it now? Takes, queen takes. Probably can. He's got a very weak pawn there. That's why I put my queen on this square. Because if he doesn't play D6, he's very cramped. And I might have ideas of D5 at the right moment, or I just develop and play patiently, improve my pieces, like maybe get the bishop around here, outside of the pawn structure. I always try to get bishops outside the pawn structures. Well, not always, but, generally. And he's also fallen asleep. Maybe he's looking after his cat. And I'm never going to criticise a cat man. And we'll keep that bishop. Is that Ginger Cat as well? I hope he hasn't stolen Charlie. Better not say that too loud, otherwise Charlie will wake up. Okay, so what is happening here? So I could take queen takes, but I don't really want to free his pieces up. This one, his knight goes back. I kind of want to play this, but then he takes and goes d4. Should we take it? Queen takes. So what am I going to do after queen takes? So this is certainly a little bit weak, isn't it? And you might be able to take here as well. So c5 takes d4 is a bit annoying. So come up with a clever plan, actually. Okay, get rid of that knight. Probably should have thought about that. I thought, why didn't he come here? This didn't see anything wrong with him putting it on a normal square. And now his knight is on an unfortunate square, because if he takes, my bishop hits the knight and the pawn. So he's trying to open it up, but I don't feel he should be in a great situation to open it up, because I've got nice pieces, better pieces than my opponent. And now b4 surely puts him in some trouble, because he can't hold on to the e6 square. So he's okay. He's coming up with still very interesting moves. Takes. Yeah, okay. Can he do this? Okay, I think I've got knight b3. Have I got knight b3? I think I got this move. Okay, now it should be good because he's not going to win his pawn back. Don't get checkmated. That's just the kind of nonsense I fall into. But luckily, it's covered. I don't need anything too dramatic here, I guess. Even though I'll probably do something. I love the knights. The knights they're funky, aren't they? Look at them. They're having time of their lives. And yeah, this is obviously good, but where's the win? Should I spend a lot of time trying to calculate it or not? Don't know. This just looks cool, so I'm playing it. And now here. And we're trying to get a smother mate, but worst case scenario, winning the queen there. All right. Yeah, the hippo is just it's kind of opening that that is quite attractive to play because it's like the birds. It's quite easy to play against everything, right? You can just go b6, g6, bishop b7, bishop g7, e6, d6. You don't have to think. But then the question is, you know, if you're not thinking, why are you playing chess? You know, you kind of have to think. I play the hippos. I don't like thinking all the time. That was quite smooth, that game. Smooth graph there. But the rule with the hippo, as we just talked about, you know, is that you don't want to allow those pawns to get up there. How do I get back? Let's go here. So is there a way that you could have avoided that? Well, this is one of the problems with b6 in general. I don't really like b6 as a move. Don't tell Lawrence Tretnax, he's done a course on it. But when I've already got my pawn on f4, this is in the course, Raven's course on the birds. And g6, well, it just allows me already to definitely get an advantage here because I've got 3 pawns. And another way you can play this position as white is around about here. Just play f5. This is also a very attractive way to try and just bust black immediately before he can break. You can swing the queen over here. This may be more my kind of stuff, to be honest. Maybe I should have done this. But the way I played it also seemed positionally just very good. But don't play the hippo if they can get 4 pawns. And I wouldn't play the hippo if they could get 3 pawns in the centre and I had a good idea against it. So I don't like these positions of black. So not particularly successful opening there. For my opponent. And we're round 3. So we're on 2 out of 3. We need to win the next one to get in a decent position, I feel. And let's have a look if the top guys are still winning away. Well, a lot of people on 3 out of 3. Are we going to come above Magnus again? Isn't there a rule that if you come above Magnus 2 times in a tournament, you become world champion? Well, actually, he's on 3 out of 3, which is quite a good score. And if you come above Gotham, you become master of the universe, He-Man himself. I think I'm more of a Skeletor kind of character, though. He-Man was never a fan of He-Man, really. But Skeletor, he was quite cool. He had a good laugh on him, Skeletor. Nothing like that, but, you know. He had a laugh on him, alright? Alright? Okay, now I'll just do my normal stuff. We'll be back in with the next game any second. Okay, we're playing someone who looks like a baby. No offense to I'm not even going to try pronouncing the name, but I mean it always terrifies me when they look like they're literally, I don't know, oh my god, then he's moving quickly. When they literally look like 3 years old, I'm like scared. So I'm going to play this move to get him out of theory. Get myself out of theory. And I'm going to go boom, G4 in your face, son. This is what the Psycho Cowboy would play, my alter ego from many moons ago. And I had this, if you want to learn more about this, then I've got a YouTube video, only a couple of videos ago, where I had this position against Bodhana, one of the most talented players around, and I can't precisely remember how I'm supposed to continue, but when I was looking at this, the whole idea is to try and play h5 without falling into this one. It might be hard to do, but life ain't supposed to be easy, my friend. Okay, now I'm just going to move this calm move. And how do we now continue? Do we even take this one off? How do we play this then? Is d5 playable? Takes, castles, and the bishop comes here. Now we don't want to do that. Now e5 is interesting. I'm wondering about this move, and I think, therefore, I am. But do I play here first? h6, come back. No. Here h6 takes, queen takes on the knight. Does my knight? I miss. Bloody hell! I don't know what I'm doing, do I? Clearly. Oh, fuck it. If you don't know what you're doing, just say fuck it and play a move. It is generally the best thing to do in life. This is not the best move. I've got to look at this again. It's amazing how I had this. Now I think knight takes knight's a good plan for my knight comes here. That's why I was a bit hesitant. It's amazing, and he's played it, how you can... don't know, that's a bit risky, I suppose. How you can look at some ideas. I had this at the British Championships 2-3 weeks ago, but to keep the memory refreshed with the ideas, it's chess is hard, right? It's not, you know, it's hard to keep it refreshed. But this is, let's go to the current position. Very interesting. So we're both trying to attack. Now my knight, I think, belongs here. Why have I allowed my opponent to take here? Because I am a flipping moron. But we still have this, and my opponent's going to take all of these pawns. It looks very dangerous taking here, but it's one of those positions where you got to take from, you know, you've got to take the bull by the horns. Now it's very interesting. h6, the bishop comes here, knight here, queen takes e4, rook takes here, pawn takes, check, king here or here, and then knight here. So he's gone here, but this I'm not as worried about because I get my knight in to e4. This was, I think I had h6 there. We'll have a look afterwards. Very long combination and very tactical, but this not so concerned about, because now we have a very big threat, knight d6 on the board. Now my opponent can castle, maybe should castle in this position, and what do I think castling is the most tricky for me, because what do I play? Do I come in? Do I come in here? Do I push? Do I take? So this move I feel is not as dangerous, but maybe that's not true. Play this first. Do I need to play that? I'm going to play this because we put the bishop here, and we'll take this pawn. I don't see why not, because we might have c4. I mean, at the right moment, king here, c4. My opponent's king is... Okay, now I don't think this is a good move because I've got c4. And again, of course, I missed this move with queen b2 being a big idea. But it still strikes me as being... I don't know where my king... Very interesting. Taking here. My knight is very powerful, though, so... Such a weird position, but how am I gonna? I mean, opponent can't castle, but how can I get in? I need something else to get in here. This move suddenly here, so my opponent logically pushing. How do we break through? Do we flick this in? Check, it's a check, but do we flick this in? Let's try this. Here, and he's getting, yeah, he's playing, the kid is playing well. They tend to do that nowadays, don't they? Okay, I'm going to go here. I might need to do a bit of defending and get my rook over. I'm not worried about the material scenario. That is not relevant at the moment. I've got this move at the right time, but mainly just bishop e2 and just bring the rook over. So my opponent is he going to go here, check? Let's see what he does. Very strange position still. Okay, I'm going to defend this weakness here. Ah, queen check, but rushing things somewhat. Now that pawn is, in my eyes, it looks very scary for my opponent. Okay, so now this check, but then he has c5. Here, let's go in now. Let's try to finish this off with some check. Check here. Don't see how that helps. How do I break through here? Here takes. Can't see it still. Can't see it. So we just come back defending this pawn. Now he's got to come back because that is mate. Very close game, that one. That's a really, really tough game. The little Sprog played some very good moves. I mean, I love that gambit. You get such fascinating positions, don't you, from that gambit? It's so much fun to play. I mean, I'm doubting myself in the opening because, you know, I forgot a lot of ideas. I forgot Matthew Sadler's analysis of that line. But there's so many possibilities in this gambit, you know, for both sides. The positions get wild. And I'll show you some of the lines I was looking at. The game review will be horrendous because it's far too complicated for a human to work out. As you can see, horrendous. The computer just doesn't understand how complex the situation is. But one of the reasons it's such a fascinating gambit. Now, this line here, I mean, what should I play now after knight a6? And this is the key. I mean, bishop g5 was one of the main suggestions, and after h6, just come back. This is, I was thinking, it's weird. I was thinking of this with now the idea of h5, and he can't go to knight takes. Now with the idea of e5 because of the pin, and after here, I was thinking of coming back where we might now have some potential rook g6, e5, and coming in. So that was on my radar. But let's see if this e5 move. So this all pretty standard, I feel, and now maybe I should go knight d2 straight away, but, well, Harry would be very upset at me if I did that, so we might as well do this. He did a very good idea on manoeuvring his knight around, and here it gets critical, but I think I calculated that this move does not work. So if he does go here, I've also got knight c4. I didn't even look at that line. Can you believe it? I only looked at this move, which I was trying to work out, and I assumed he was going to go here, but of course he can take here, so I missed a lot of stuff here. Or no, this was, and here, yeah, he takes here now, doesn't he? So that would have been a real challenge had he took there. I mean, hopefully I would have seen knight c4. I can't believe I didn't see that immediately in this position, as clearly it's very, very strong, but easy to miss tactics. And now I think I'm doing pretty well because his king's trapped. But he does come up with this very clever idea, which I missed. But even here, when he takes my rook, I thought he might have even wanted to take the knight here. The knight seemed like a better piece than my rook. The rook's pretty irrelevant. Look how good my knight is. But even when he takes here, it's very unclear. But I don't know how I make progress. And as you can see, the computer can't find any obvious moves here for me. So it's just a weird position. So this move I'm not sure about. But the whole idea of grabbing the h-pawn, as I did in the game, I mean, I know I'm swapping off his bad bishop for my good bishop, but it doesn't seem ridiculous. So probably start to go wrong around here, as the computer says. But again, very intense game. Maybe you should take here. I think you should take here, personally, and try to get a rook to b8, right? This might have been more. Because when he closes it down, it feels like he hasn't really got any counterplay now. Very hard for him to do anything. And yeah, d5 is what the computer says. Queen g5, the other move I mentioned, were both better. I'm a bit like, you know, one-track pony here. I'm looking at that pawn. I don't want to get short time as I did in the game I lost. And now it must be good for me. This check c5 was annoying, but I can actually go over here. Bizarre computer move again. This looks so much more natural. But he can take here. Can he get away with that? I just assumed he couldn't do this because of discovered check. I thought I could go, for example, knight d5, double check. And after here, I assumed I could go here because he can't take because of queen here. But he can actually take here now. What a wild line. But he is very short time, so he plays the natural move. And now I just defend this pawn, so he hasn't got much counterplay. Oh, a beautiful move there. I was looking for a check with a knight. Knight h5, what a beautiful move. Knight d7, how the fuck does that work? I don't know, but I'm sure it's beautiful as well. This move also got to be good, and now we finish it off with a mate. So the computer being a bit harsh there, saying that my score was quite low, but we've done the first third of the tournament. We're in a good position, 3 out of 4. I'll say the first third. Title Tuesdays, 11 rounds. Some of the strongest chess you're going to get online. The next 4 rounds are critical. This is where I often fuck up. Pardon vous français language, whatever I just said. So the next 4 rounds key. 8.5, massive score to get again. But let's keep everything crossed and see how it rock and rolls. That's the way we're going to rock and roll. If you're wondering what I'm drinking before we go into the next game, I'm drinking a Korean ginger tea. It's my new thing. So it's big chunks of ginger in like some citrus thing. You chuck it in here, hot water. It's actually beautiful, really nice. And ginger's got to be good for you, right? Yeah, you know it. You know it. You know it. You know a bit of ginger's got to be good for everyone in the world. Okay. Next game starting very soon. Okie doke, so we're in with the next 4 games, and we got an FM from Iran, very high rated, so this is going to be a real challenge, and we're going to stick with the Black Lion because it was so much fun last week, wasn't it? It was like crash, bang, wallop, put that in your pipe, smoke it, you know, do those things to the ducks, everyone's happy. You know, love it. So we're gonna try and, you know, see my opponent move very quickly here, and the problem is, and I talk about this in my Black Lion chessboard course, the move g5 is much more effective when they play h3. It's not as effective in these positions, but we'll do it anyway because why not? And you want to put the knight behind it, but we don't have a hook. You want the pawn to be on h3, so you have a hook with the move g4. In this position, this move g4, it doesn't really create much. Now my opponent's heading for the f5 square. Very clever maneuver this, actually, and something I've feared in the past. So he knows his shit, basically. And this knight going to this square around here. Now, do we get rid of his light square bishop? But then this square is going to be so weak. And this is a good maneuver. Unfortunately for us. Now here he's playing this. This is the way to play against the Black Lion. Bastard. So what do we do? Do we try to come in here with a knight? That's quite weird. Let's try that, because that at least covers f5 for a little bit, right? But I don't normally put the knight here. The other potential advantage is I can castle, but I expect he can try now some move like this at the right time. He's playing everything I don't want him to play. Don't you just hate it when your opponent does that? And you can see I haven't really got any hooks here, so he's done this very well. He's played this very, very cleverly. And I'm just going to try and get my piece of the better squares, because you might regret this pawn being here, right? It's a big hole. Okay, now pawn takes or bishop takes? Pawn takes Seems to loosen up. Got to get rid of that knight. It's far too strong. And now I've got a castle. And I'm feeling a bit better now because that's an immediate threat. And at least we've got some action with queenside castling. Now c3 is a potential issue. So, but this is interesting now. This is getting interesting. The black line doesn't go down without a little roar. 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 Pathetic roar, Simon. Pathetic. And I think we've got to go here, and we're going to try to... Okay, now we got this move as in inroads, but do we go rook g8? Is there something even more spicy here? This one? No, rook g8. Let's do that. You can come here with a queen. Okay, but we can't have everything in the world, can we? We've got rook d7. This is a bit annoying, but we've got to try and go for it. Now, I know we can do stuff over here, but who cares? Who gives a damn? Let's just keep going. And the black line, you don't go backwards if you can go forwards. And we can try to open up some lines on the king side with this g3 move. King b8 I'm thinking of, but this seems to be more fun. I'd love to get my queen over to this square. So can we do that with this takes e3, bishop takes queen here. Oh, I don't know. I don't like this move. Too slow. But again, I don't want to get too short time. Too slow, that move. And a knight here and get the queen over. I really want to play. Can we do it? Well, let's try. I want to get my queen to the action. So if I get it to h4, we're getting it to the action. Okay, now. His dark squares seem a little bit loose to me as well. Here he takes this one, right? Then I take and go rook here. And he's got queen here. So let's, again, stop that idea. Bishop here, where's he going to go? Because I've got bishop e3, getting shorter time here. Bishop e3, oh shit, I don't have bishop e3 because he goes rook takes, my mistake. If I had more time, my position, again, I shouldn't really blame it on the time. So slow, eh? So damn slow. My position I quite like as well. But I'm too slow. And he's getting the queens off. Okay, well, so be it. It might be a bit easier for me to play now the queens are off. Hopefully don't have to think as much. Bit tricky this ending because his pawn is scary, right? But it should be a draw. Should doesn't mean it will. Why did I do that? Why have I just done that and given him this pawn? Because I'm short of time. Giving him some winning chances with that very stupid move there. Really fucking stupid. Maybe I've just thrown it away now. Ah, let his queen. I just can't do it when I'm short of time. Ah! Alright, well, like before, we're going to have to try and win 3 now to keep this up. I just moved too slowly again. A bit too slow today. So I think I had a really good position at one point there. I think we played the game pretty well. We got in a good situation. And you can see from the graph that, yeah, I'm doing really well around this point. But I couldn't find the way forwards. And I just blunder near the end because of my time in a slightly tricky ending. So this position, yeah, it's gone alright, you know. It's gone alright. So let's have a look. H3 from there on and see what I should have done. So H3, yeah, I played the right move here, and when we go for the attack, and we look at this, we're laughing now, but I don't find the right moves here. So yeah, taking seems natural, but let's see. Maybe there's something later on. I felt like there should be something later on. This move, I think it worked well because I get rid of his dark square bishop, and I must be doing well here. Rook G4, what much... Oh, I mean, that is so easy to see now. I just worried about this, but I've just got Rook H8 in a lot of positions. So we went here, and now we started flapping about, didn't we? Like an old woman who's forgotten her mind and has left her shopping rotting somewhere. And what am I doing? I'm playing like a complete cretin. So what else can I play here? Yeah, Rook G4 is a great move, and just try to kill, because I'm definitely better here. And yeah, the time situation, I can't handle it. We're back into a good position here. And again, Rook G6, defending that one makes much more sense than this move. This move gets in the way of stuff. If I go here, I keep this harmony. So I just picked the wrong rook. And now it should of course be a draw, but I made some stupid blunders short of time. And even here, why didn't I go for the rook ending? The rook ending's quite simple. I quite like rook endings, but the big mistake I made is, again, we're getting short of time. This is of course a dead draw. I mean, do I have to give this pawn? Well, I think it's quite simple giving this pawn. And I did the right things. We put his pawns here, and now I probably shouldn't push this pawn. I was trying to keep his pawns on light squares and keep my pawns on dark squares, but I think I just go King E7 and just sit, like the computer says, the bishop here. It's a dead draw in a longer play game, but this move allows the possibility of his king coming to D5. So this is my first mistake. And this is, again, why I need to keep up on the clock. I don't want to play B6 because he has then the C6 square. But of course, it's still drawn so far. Still drawn. Still should be a draw. Still should be a draw. And it was only around here where I played this crazy move, and I give him a passed pawn. All I have to do now is just wait. So King D6. And wait, and even if he wins both of these pawns, it's still a draw here. So we have to now come in with 3 out of 3 in this next stage. So the pressure's on. I'm going to go back to my other favourite opening. I know I've been doing really well with D4, but F4, the birds, go and check out the course. There is a free, I don't know what I call it, short and sweet. So if you don't want to buy the course, just have a look at the short and sweet. And we haven't had a King's Gambit for a very long time. Here's to the King's Gambit, old boy. We love a bit of King's Gambit. Come on, take my pawn. Have it. Have it. What country is that? He did. He's listening to me. Galicia. I mean, I have no idea where Galicia is. Where is Galicia? Galicia. It rings a bell. Kind of. Does it ring a bell? Galicia. I don't know that. I don't know that one. Wow, it's a new place to me. Okay, now I'm just going to take and bring my pieces out with tempo. Galicia. Where is Galicia? I know you're in the comments going to be like, well, Simon, how can you be so stupid? Galicia is here. I will Google it. I probably won't be bothered, actually. I'm not going to lie. And at the moment, I'm just going to try to get my king castle. Now, here... I mean, is he winning a pawn here? His development seems to be pretty good, but he's allowed me to stabilise that pawn. Why did he take there? That seems to be a mistake. And he's also opening himself up now, surely, to something on the B file. And I'm relying maybe on this move to stabilise matters. So here takes... is there any tactics there? Probably, that I'm falling into. Let's flick in this one first. And now I want to play rook here, but can't. The queen comes in here then. Now knight here, I don't know. There's something about that I'm not sure about. Knight take. Okay, let's. Think it's okay. I want to unravel, but it might be in a better move. Rook b5 looked potentially good. This one, this one, this one. So this is simpler. And now if he moves his knight, I do have queen here. As what if rook b5 again? I really want to attack the guy, you know. Now rook b5, where does he move his queen? Queen here. And then can we go for... Okay, let's go for the more aggressive option. Point being, we might be able to get on this one. Now, I was hoping I had rook c5, but of course I don't. I don't really want to go for something stupid like this now. He's got f6 coming up. So have I just done something very stupid? Okay. Don't know, I don't like that. Yeah, I don't make that last move was not right. Rook takes here. Can we get away with that one? I don't know, but again, spending too much time. It is a pawn, after all. Yep, all very normal stuff. Do we grab another one? It's so complicated, this position. I'll go here, swap queens, grab another one. Something awfully complicated about this position. Could I have gone rook c5? Can I go rook c5 now? Rook takes here. Can I do this? Yeah, now I was thinking this one. And fuck! It's now a draw, I think. I only looking at queen e1 check. It's only looking at queen e1, and now it's a draw. I can't play a queen down, can I? So we have to. Oh, that was silly. I think I was doing well there, and you can see that this. Is there any way I can try to win this? No. If I do try to win this, I'm also very short of time. I mean, there's nothing to be done here, is there? Takes over here, knight c6. No, I'm thinking like a mad. I think I've got to take the draw, guys. Okay, so that now means I can only equal my score from last week, but I'd have to win every game. And I just missed this queen a1 check in my calculations there, which is easy to do, right? So felt like I'm doing very well around here, and maybe now I should just go queen g4. Is there anything wrong with that move? Maybe this is the move to play, because my pieces, this looks quite aggressive, but and this actually maybe you shouldn't allow me to take on f7. And now, yeah, this is where it starts to go pear-shaped, because as you remember, one of my ideas is to get the queen on this square. I was only looking at f3. I forgot that my queen go to e4, and surely queen e4 now would be very good for me, and it does look very good. But we went into this tactic now, and I got a little bit carried away, didn't I? I can just play a simple move, and I've picked up a lot of pawns here, so why don't I just play a very simple move? But I saw this idea, and it's a very beautiful idea, but as the computer indicates, with correct defense, it is just a draw. I missed this queen a1 check. You can't take the rook, because we take here, and now we take here check, and his queen's going to drop. An ambush or discovered check, whatever you may want to call it. And the way the game goes, after rook takes, well, this is my idea, because I was only looking at knight takes, rook takes c3, and I'm exchange up, completely winning. I was only looking at this check, but again, I'm just missing a move, and queen a1 check is the move that I missed, and I can't really play this for a win. I've got to take the draw. The only thing I was thinking of here was playing rook takes h7, but his knight can now come back, and I'm most likely going to lose this position, so it would be very silly to play on there. A draw is better than a loss. Okay, well, 2 out of 2. We're going to crack on. 8.5 still possible if I get 5 out of 5. Is 5 out of 5 possible? Relatively possible, but I think the odds of getting 5 out of 5, you're looking at 1% job. But, you know, let's be a 1%er, eh? Let's do the 1% job. And the next game will start very shortly. Right, so okay, we're playing an English player apparently. Who I don't think I know. I say I don't think I know. I should. I don't. It doesn't ring a bell, so I apologise. And we're going to stick with the line for the time being. What round is it now? Well, we're gonna. I don't know. Who cares? Let's just play. Let's concentrate on the chess. So we need to kick up a gear now, definitely. If we're gonna. I was always wondering if you go. Let's go g6. I don't normally do this, but why not? You know. And yeah, we need to kick up a gear now if we're gonna do all right in this tournament. And I probably should have gone b5 there. I had a chance. That was a bit silly, not to take that opportunity. And we've got to think how best to develop. Now, this kind of move might be playable. Let's line up a bit of pressure against e4 as a standard motif in this position. I don't even know if I want to move the queen to the normal c7 square. Might have better options. This one I'm very intrigued about though. Okay, let's play it. Looks interesting to me. Just to sort of cause a bit of stirs on the king side. And now this is the one thing that would worry me, but f4 would be met by some tactics. And now this knight's quite bad, so we'll try to bring it back around. Of course he'd play f4. It's got to play f4 here. If I get allowed to play f5, I'm not going to be so happy probably. But it's a bit cramped, isn't it? If I take though, he's going to have all this pressure down here. And his centre is quite hard. Okay, but we'll do this one. And now I've got to try to unravel my pieces in some meaningful way. So this must be the best square for the bishop. And probably this is a good square for the knight. Again, a little bit cramped, but I've managed to develop all my bits now. Are his pawns good, or could they be targets later on? Not sure. Yeah, okay. Naturally hits here, so we'll do a bit of defending against that one. And my knight has to go back to a rather uncomfortable square, but it's only temporary. Can't really go here because of this one, so I'm trying to think of a plan. I don't want to move my c-pawn because I give this square away. d5, quite hard to play. I mean, maybe I have to risk it and play here with in this kind of position with ideas on this file. My knight is a bad piece. I can also try to get that bad piece there around, but this move might be best, but it's also very risky. But fuck it. Well, what choice do we have? Because we give this square, which looks like a monstrous square. So I'm going to take with the pawn to cover that square. I don't think you can take my pawn because they're here. And this one at least covers now. And if I can get my knight to c6 ever, I'd be so happy, but it's hard to do that. Okay, we'll have to get rid of one of these guys. Now rook f8 and knight c6, knight e7, that seems like a good plan. So do we play e5? Let's try and unravel a little bit. Should maybe have taken there actually. That could have been a good way to unravel. e5, worried about his knight coming in. Do we eliminate this one? But then, okay, we'll go here. Strange position again. You're getting some strange positions here. Maybe holding this position just about. I mean, the dream is to get the knight to e5 because he can't attack that knight there with a pawn. That is the dream, but I'm a long way from achieving that here. And there's some stuff with rook f6 which is scaring me. So this check, I'm going to play e5, which is positionally disgusting in a way, but I don't want to allow something to come to f6 because at least I've got knight g8 if his rook comes into f6 now. And here, it's starting to feel a bit happier somehow. Don't know if that's justified or not. Now, do we eliminate this? But then we've got to watch out for this guy. So the knight is bad. Let's see if we can improve that one. Now, because I do kind of want to take that knight, but I maybe I could have done because it's only one bishop move. My queen can sidestep, but this is the kind of thing I think I want to do before that knight might race in. So here the knight comes in. Seems okay. Takes here, but then he's going to kick it away with this one, isn't he? Let's do it. Let's see if we can start taking over this position with the queen maybe coming to g4. I've just seen this idea, which makes this whole plan a lot more attractive. That I've got queen g4. If I didn't have queen g4, I wouldn't be probably playing this, but queen g4 looks like a very nice move. And now, surely, well, I've got check here, and I can take this one. Surely this was very risky of my opponent to do this. I've got to probably swap queens off now. This should be good for me. I forgot my knight was on pre there, and he's going to get his... He's got bishop c4. Fucking hell, that's a lovely square for his bishop. Okay, still alright. Still okay, because I've got g5. But he's getting him a lot of play over here, which I didn't want to do. As you can see, even though I'm pawn up, his pawns are so strong here. Maybe I'm worse here. This pawn's so scary. Could get mated here as well. Because his king is... Okay, I'm not as scared about this. Because I get a lot of bits. And I was much more scared about his king weirdly coming in there. Because now, good winning chances here. Got a lot of pawns. A lot of pawns equals a lot of pressure. Those pawns are doing a pretty damn good job, aren't they? Very good job they're doing. Well done, pawns. I'm very proud of you. A stalemate might be a stalemate if I queen. Okay, but not if he walks into a check when I queen. And there won't be any stalemates now. So, okay, we got there in the end, but that was tough, yeah? That ending, I'm definitely worse in that ending. Which feels a bit unfair because I did all the right things, but his bishop and his rook and his pawn. I don't really look at the queen side often when I'm playing. I only look at the king. And I look at the king, I'm like, hello king. Yeah. I'm a bit like the American Psycho, you know, you've probably seen that film. I'm like, hi there king. And the king's like, yeah, I'm the king. And like, yeah, I'm going to fuck you up, king. Well, you don't say it. You're like, hello king. Yeah, I'm going to kill you. Yeah, you're going to be murdered later. Yes, king. And the queen side, you're like, not interested in the queen side. Yeah, I'm coming for you, king. Coming for you. That's what we do. That's the way we roll. And this ending, I'm worse, but the way I think he missed a great opportunity. And even around here, this position here, even on 2 pawns up, if he gets his king in, I don't know. I thought I might just be losing here. So, like at some point, he misses this chance. So, why move the rook? This is a relevant pawn. King g5, king g5, and as the evaluation bar states, I'm just losing. His king comes in. He go for mate. If he was looking at my king the way I was looking at his king, he would be stuffing me. Stuff the king. Stuff it. Psycho it up. And this is horrendous. And earlier on it was just all over the shop, wasn't it? I mean, around about here I'm doing all right. And of course, when I got this in, I'm rolling. I should be doing really well. And especially now. But I probably... Yeah, I'll keep the queens on. His king... I even kind of forgot this pawn was dropping, because then my king has safe. I shouldn't be swapping queens. Swapping queens is not right. Keep the queens on, because then you've got knight f4 coming with a monstrous attack. This is a bad decision. And I make another bad decision now. I kind of forgot he could go bishop takes, and he's coming in with a rook. I don't want to allow his rook to get active. So, as the computer says, I should just actually play a defensive move. Just for one move, because stop his rooks coming in. If he takes here, so what? I take with a king. If he comes here, so what? I come here and I've got this square. And this is great winning chances now with my knight consolidating here. The way it was done was very bad, because I'm probably a little bit worse now with this one infiltrating. What I thought I could do, I thought I could put my rook on f7, but I missed this very strong move which he played. And now it starts to go really bad. And the computer says it's equal here, but he's got a very easy plan. Take the pawn, queen the pawn. And I have to use my knight and rook very well, which I didn't really do. So already a natural move like this is a mistake. I should get pushing. I guess maybe put my rook behind. But my pawns look much slower than his, right? They look a lot slower. For example, here. No, let's say he goes here. I mean, you know, check. I mean, I get my rook behind, but then something like this. It looks scary. Okay, anyway. This is the last game before the break, so another important game. I'm playing another player I haven't heard of. Woman, I am Anna Kubica. And sorry if I butcher the name. And we're going to get another Black Lion. It's the day of the lion. And I always think I'm going to give the Black Lion up, but then I always have so much fun with it, as well as pain. It's one of those openings you have fun, you have pain, you have all the emotions, because it is. Oh yes, give me the hook. Give me the hook. Give me the hook. Okay, here we come. Now it's much more playable, because when we go g4, we can open it up. We open up the position. As you saw in the last game where we had this kind of stuff, you can still get some shit going. But when we've got the hook, it's much better. Now, knight g4, I had this last week. And I think I took there and I got some h5 stuff in, which looked like a lot of fun. And the other idea is to plonk your knight on f4. And like I said, my chessboard course goes into this in a lot of detail if you want to learn this opening. Again, there's loads of free stuff as well. If you don't want to spend your money, tightwad, support the ginger. But if you don't want to do that, then go and have a look at Short and Sweet on Chessboard. They're great and they're free. So let's do it. And I think now I'm very happy, because my knight is coming here, is coming in here. And this move, I've got bishop here. I can even castle if so forth. But just don't get mated is a good idea. Now here, knight comes in. Not worried about that because I have knight takes. So, okay, now knight takes is what I was planning. Don't go pawn takes because it goes wrong. But this move, you've got to watch out for all the tactics. But this move to me seemed safe enough. And I've netted a pawn, but my king is a little bit weak. Now, do we continue in tactical? Yeah, of course we do. I could bail out on castle king side, but let's continue in the sharpest way with me trying to play this. Okay, so now opposite side casting though, when I could have maybe kept it more simpler. This is where I'm maybe trying to get too many tactics when I don't need to. And knight f4 in the last position was a much stronger move, trying to come in here and probably forcing my opponent to part with the bishop. This move takes. I might take with a pawn, and this pawn, I'm not too worried about. Even though a5 and bishop b6 check in that position is mildly concerning. So my opponent's setting that up. So I think now we come in, because at least we have a threat, multiple threats, and we get rid of that bishop, which is a real pain. Now this is the more tactical move because we have a g-file. We still have that pawn, and I'm liking my bishop in the middle. It's an attacker, it's defender. Try to keep the lines closed, and this position again, it should be good for me. We'll take with a pawn, I think, because we get this very, look at this, could be a sexy center with f5 on the board. Do we do f5 or do we just go rook here? This one coming, gosh, this is where there's quite a lot of tempting moves here. I don't like having so many tempting moves because you too many tempters. Okay, let's just do that. That might help at some point, because checkmate does end the game. Let's do that because that kind of points in the general direction of checkmate. But this move, I'm allowing that, and I don't want to allow that, do I? Bishop here, bishop here. Yeah, okay. I didn't really want to allow that, and she did find it. I don't really want to allow you to take that either. That's a bit annoying. So rook g5, but then rook e1, and okay. Well, this one shouldn't be so bad because I always have the check. Let's flick the check in now, and hopefully I can start forcing her pieces to go the way I want them to go, which is back that way. Now this is a little bit loose, I agree. Still weird position because rook here. How scared am I her taking that? Oh, it's a bit scary, but okay, let's do it anyway. I don't know about this. It's kind of like, should I really be allowing her to come through the middle where she's gonna get counterplay? This seems scary. So. But then the knight does have this square, but then I come over here. Okay, looks alright. I think doing these streams is the only legitimate time where I can talk to myself and people don't necessarily think I'm completely bonkers. You think I'm all sane, don't you? Maybe. I'm not sure if that's true or not. Okay. This is still very tough. I'm thinking check here. This is a threat. So king here, I check there. Boom! It's actually a bloody strong move, isn't it? This is a major threat. If the king comes up, then this check, and the king comes back, we take there. And I don't know how my opponent defends it. Maybe knight here, but then it should be a bit of a walk in the park. So my opponent throws in a move to delay it, but this is not going to work in the long term, as it is a pretty secure piece, I would have thought. And I don't know, maybe there's a couple of good ways of doing this, but do we come back and now switch to the 7th rank checkmate? Yeah, let's do that. So I won't give her the joys of a passed pawn, and now this is the checkmate on the menu for tonight, boys and girls. Now I think we can finish in quite a fun way by walking our king, and we can see that the checks will run out because this is the end of the game, this check. And there we go. Put that in your pipe and smoke it. So we're still on for 8.5. Do 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 do. Oh yes, oh yes. And we haven't heard this for a while. I'd like to say a big shout out to Jess Fox. Sorry I couldn't meet you in Glastonbury. I would love to have done that, but you know, hey ho. And let's just put this song on. Let's just have a bit of relaxing music for a minute or two. Mate, fucker. Mate the fucker. Mate, the fucker. Mate 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 the fucker. Okay, so I'm into the next game, and it will start very shortly for you. I'm just gonna do my stuff here. The dream is on. 3 out of 3 is still possible. I did it last week. Can I do it again? You never know. I mean, just don't give me too many more black lines, because they are terrifying and fying and whatever the word is. But I love a black line, but you know, it's like a drug, isn't it? You know, you really shouldn't be doing it, but it's so addictively fun at times. Back in a jiffy, old boys and girls and whoever you may be, aliens. Right, so Mission Impossible 3 out of 3, and we're playing Grandmaster David Brodsky, and we're going back to D4 because we want a bit of hack slash and all that crap. So I always put the knight here first. Probably should learn the Nimzo, but I never have done. I know this move is quite popular nowadays with B5. And how do we do this again? Do we go here first, I think? Try and remember the theory of this. And get castled? Yeah, I mean, this is like a new trendy variation. And I seem to recall one game where Ding played this move and brought the queen over here. And I think I beat a quite good player in Title Tuesday with this idea. I think this is something I've done before. Put the queen over here, and I think this is a Ding idea. And I feel sorry for Ding, because he's such a great player. I just wish him the best luck. I want to see him crushing foe again, you know, because he's such an imaginative, brilliant player, and I hope he does really well in the World Championships. Gukesh, great player, don't get me wrong, but you know, I love to see Ding kick some butt. Okay, let's not lose this piece, so we probably should bring it back. And this is a really complex situation again. I like these positions a lot. I love getting my pawn here. This is a pet love of mine because I feel it gives me a nice initiative. My opponent's got to decide where he wants to put his king, because going this way does feel a little bit scary with me lining some shit up there. So he's just playing a normal move, and maybe he'll castle the other way, and probably I want to get behind this pawn, make sure it doesn't get lost. And I don't know, do I start throwing the A pawn to try and get over there? And now he's breaking this, and I must surely take here now. And he's opened up this line. Really interesting position and interesting play. Now, do I have some tactic like this and check here? Probably not. Do I have A5 here? I've got to be careful of this one as well. Very interesting. I'm trying to maybe move this knight so this pawn is a bit looser. I guess he's going to castle queenside as well, so another reason to start doing stuff on that area of the board. If he goes A5, I might have knight B5 and not worry about A6 as much then. So he's lining up some stuff over here, which frankly looks quite scary. But life is scary. So we're continuing moving forwards. And now, where do we go? Sweet child, wow, wow. Over here. And I've got to watch out for this tactic combined with his bishop. But I'm solidly defending here at the moment. I think he should castle when his king is also going to be weak. Now let's just flick this move in. If he takes it, I get another file. Maybe I put his bishop on as a slightly more uncomfortable scenario. Now, can I take this one? This is a big question. No, because he takes here and I get in trouble. So that is unfortunate. If I can't take that one, it feels scary for me. Feels like his initiative on the king side is coming. So I'm moving this back, so there might be ideas taking here. I guess my queen can sit on this square. If F5, for example, I think I should keep as many pieces on G2 as I can. And I just want to take here, but maybe also bishop f3 is the other reason I did this maneuver, because this is the safer option. But bishop takes c4. Okay, so he goes here. Now I think we should get rid of this scary piece, right? As it, you know, I want to play a move such as this, but it's probably nothing, right? And how else do we get in our pieces into this game now? A long think here, because I'm suddenly like, what do I play? Okay, well, let's take that one, see what he recaptures with. Now, does the knight come back out? But then his knight comes in, so I haven't really managed to get through to him at all here. Okay, that rook's doing fuck all, so we'll move it somewhere where it's doing fuck all again, but maybe more fuck all than it was doing on its previous fuck all square. Logic. And I'm spending too much time, aren't I? But it's so complicated, it's doing my noggin in. Why don't I go there? That was more fun. My knight and my bishop need to start moving. Okay, now this one. Can we get the queen over anywhere good? Can't see how. So short time. Fuck. Bishop doesn't have any good squares. Bishop here is scary, but yes, I know it's scary, but what can I do? What can I do? What can I do with a drunken sailor? What can I do with a drunken sailor? What can I do with a drunken fucking bollocks in the shit time? I'm running out of time. Bollocks, bollocks, yes I know. So I need to check. Yeah, this one's weak. It's a big check, maybe that's it. Bang. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I've gone quiet, and I've just done this in, haven't I? Oh, what? See what happens when I get short time? It's just ridiculous how bad I play, and that ending again. I just can't handle it. I did quite well there for a while. Oh no! Goodbye, 8.5, and I just panicked at the end. So around about here I'm actually winning. Fuck. And I just panicked. So this is alright. This is okay, but not the best push, is it? Why am I not trying to queen this one, for example? Because that is free. So I'm just... And I'm up on time as well. Oh dear. And suddenly I panicked because I saw he had rook a5. And it all changes here. So it's actually not so simple. It's just what pawn do you push. And of course, if I push the f pawn, I mean, give me another 30 seconds. It's probably easy to calculate that he doesn't have time to play this critical move. If he can't play rook a5, it's completely winning for me. And he can't here because, look, my pawn gets there first. And I'm just winning because I come behind and win his queen. So I just pushed the wrong pawn right at the end in that crazy game. And I sort of held it together quite a lot in the time scramble, but just not enough. And now Well, this move frankly scared me, but it's not even that scary because I can check and come back here. I don't have to play this one. I thought my pawns would be very strong, but I misplayed it around here. I'm actually still alright if I go king e5. And my next move is clearly losing. I've got to shoulder the king. So that was upsetting. Upsetting game, and could have easily gone my way, that one. Really could have. And if we look at the graph, we're both winning at this mental time around here. And very short time. And at this moment, I panicked, and I just should move the knight. I don't need to go gung-ho, but I've got 4 seconds. We know what I'm like with 4 seconds. Just move the knight, and it's game over. So this was crazy. And now, well, now this is a winning ending, as we saw. So interesting game, and this is where I'm winning again. And he missed the win apparently here. Yeah, rook g4. It's easy to see, isn't it? Afterwards, he just goes here. But it's just like this time situation in this very complex game, and we both had good chances, but I did not take mine as well as I should have. Just had to push the f pawn. This was the move. It's funny, the difference between completely winning, and it's very easy to win this, isn't it? I don't have to think. I just push, or pushing the g pawn. Which is a draw, but I have to be a bit careful. It's massive. So. Goodbye 8.5. We can still get 7.5, but obviously there was a good chance there to win that one. So let's just see if we can do a bit of recovery. We'll have a bit of fun in the next two rounds at least. Try some different stuff out. Close but no cigar. 7.5 will still be an excellent score if we can win the next 2. But I mean. That's the problem with getting 8.5, right? Well, now when I don't get 8.5 every week, I'm going to be like, Muppet. Why aren't you getting 8.5? You should be getting 8.5. You know you can get 8.5. Everything else is pathetic. So it's probably like what Magnus thinks, right? Like, he's beating everyone. He's like, well, if I don't beat everyone, what am I doing? Hence why he stopped playing. So anyway. Shit happens, and hopefully there'll be another game starting soon. This is the last. Okay, there will be any second now. We're in with another one, so I don't need to pause it at my end to get it. 2 games to go. Let's just try and have a good finish. Let's try to get to 7.5, which is an excellent score still. And they're all playing e4 today. We're getting so many black lines. It's full of black lines. So that means he'll probably go d4 in this. Yeah, there we go. And you can actually go into French now, but I lost my Dutch defence earlier, so we better make sure we win this one. It's normally a forced win, this position in my hands. Let's go for the old faithful, I call this. Knight e4 may be a better move, but this move is a bit more tricky. And now Queen c2, this is very interesting pawn sat line, and this is a key variation as well. Now, again, what do we do here? Can we go here and then take? I haven't had this exact line for a long time. Do we have to? Okay, do we have to take here? Let's keep it very simple and just take this one off. And develop. These positions are one of the reasons I stopped playing the classical Dutch, I must admit, is because of the plan that my opponent is putting into motion here. I'm going to mix it up now and just take this one. I find that the positions are okay for black, don't get me wrong. They're just not as much fun as I would want. Now this is safe, this is risky. This is also quite tempting as well. Okay, we'll go here. We'll start targeting. So these positions, yeah, I think they're okay for black, but they're just not. They're not as fun as the positions I used to get when I played these Dutch lines. And actually, here I prefer to be white. I think slightly now. The way I've played this. Yeah, I'm putting my pieces on stupid squares. Okay, we have to take with the bishop clearly. And play simple chess. And you can see they're just lacking a bit of dynamite. Can we do this now? Have we got an opportunity to do this and get something to c6? I'd love to get rid of his bishop, so this is my ideal move to play, but c6 is the safe move. So I've got some weird moves like this first. Let's just put that there just to see what he's going to do. And the position seems to be getting a little bit better for me somehow, I think. Now this is also interesting, but I don't know if I'm putting my pieces on bad squares. Now c6 here, I've got my bishop outside of the structure. I could have come round this way, but this seemed an intriguing way to play. And he wants to come now in. And it's a good square, isn't it? So I know if I go here, then move the knight back. Let's try that. Don't want to allow his bishop to come here. Oh fuck! Oh dear. Oh fuck! 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 This is just winning now for him. I forgot about this square. Just forgot about this square, and this is just too much. Too much. Too much, too young. This is losing. The bishop takes check. I can't see any solution. That last move did seem a bit weird. Yeah, it's just losing, isn't it? I'm afraid to say. Okay, we're playing a bit. Now I do have a thumbnail which I haven't used, which is will I rage quit this week? And actually the positive about losing this game is I can rage quit and I can use that thumbnail which has been sitting there and waiting for me to have a bad tournament. So look at the positives. The positives are the thumbnail comes into use. Woohoo! Okay, and he's trying his hardest to mess this up, but it's really hard for him to mess it up. I don't think he's trying hard enough by any means. And f4, we're having one last little boogie, boogie, and there we go, end of the game. All right, well, pressing into the tournament, I will rage quit there. And yeah, that was a bit annoying actually, wasn't it? How that ended. Thank you all for watching. Can't always be good. Maybe I should start doing some other videos, or maybe I even have a little break from TT, because you know I should have had a break after last week really, but we'll see. Let me know what kind of videos you like to see. I mean, I have no idea. It'd be nice to get to 100,000 subscribers, but at this rate I don't think I'll ever get there. And I like posting things I like doing rather than clickbait things, but we might have to go a little bit more clickbaity, might we? Subscribe, like the channel, and thank you for watching this far. That was a disappointing end, but you know, shit happens. Bye. Cheers.